Every year, the BILT interface on their app changes a ton, so this will be an updated version on how to pay rent using the BILT Mastercard and how to utilize all the new features so that you can maximize your card. We'll be going over how to pay rent using the check method, how to pay rent online for anyone in an apartment portal or any management company website, and all the new features that are pretty useful in the app. Method 1, paying rent by check. So we're going to assume that you already have the account made and you get the little pamphlet in the mail with the QR code. So your account is made and the app is installed. So let's open the app and you're going to see 5 sections on the bottom of the app. Let's go to the pay rent tab. So first things first, at the top of the page, there's going to be an add home button. This is where you want to just put your address down. My home is already added, so you won't see that add home button here. Then you'll see the step 1 tab under the pay rent. Right here, you get to basically choose a card that you can charge to. Just make sure it's the BILT Mastercard if you want to earn 1 times points on rent without a service fee. Then we scroll down just a little bit into step 2. This is where you can choose either pay rent online or pay rent by check. For today's example, let's just go for pay rent by check. Then let's click the pay now button. It's going to ask you what amount is your rent. Mine personally is going to be $4,100 for this example. So let's put down $4,100 in the rent tab right here. You could put your amount and then after that, let's press next. This is actually for one of my offices for my business, by the way. BILT says that they don't do any business offices, but I've been doing it for years. So if you're kind of in that space of like business, I think you should definitely getting a BILT card because you can earn a ton of points on your rent. Little shameless plug here, but I'll make sure to put my referral link for the BILT card down in the top comment of this video if you're interested in getting one for any of you business owners or just anyone that rents. Anyone that rents needs the BILT card. Then it'll take you to this page where it says check payment details. It'll auto populate with your home address because you filled it out at the add home section. It'll just kind of send it there. And then it's going to have this deliver to section. So that's where the check is going to go. So if you want the check to go straight to your landlord, make sure to put your landlord's address. If you want that check to like go to your house and you hand it over to the landlord in person, then make sure it goes to your address. Either way, make sure that that deliver to goes to the correct person. For example, I personally send the rent check to my house and then I give my rent check to my landlord because for some reason they don't have a PO box. Then for delivery method, you could just press standard first class. It usually takes around 5 days for the check to get here, so make sure to plan accordingly. If you're late, which I've been there before, you can just do the 2-day or the 1-day option, but you're gonna have to pay either $10 or $20. But if you can, try to avoid that payment because who wants to pay an extra $10, $20 for just nothing? Then we press continue and it'll take us to the review and pay page where you can kind of see that they kind of take away the transaction fee here just to show you that you would have paid X amount of dollars if you just put this into your credit card portal, but they took care of that because of their whole process of sending you a check and then charging your card. Then just press pay whatever your amount of rent is. For example, mine is going to say pay $4,100 right now. And boom, it'll send that check to the delivery address that you put in. For example, either your house or your landlord's address. And it's going to usually arrive in 4 to 5 days if you just did standard shipping. And yeah, so just do that every month. And now for every dollar that you spent on rent, you get 1 point. For example, I get 4,100 BILT points from my rent of $4,100 per month. But just a note of caution, make sure that you have 5 transactions, 5 swipes on your card, or else you won't get those points populated into your account. Make sure, but rent also counts as 1, so you really just need 4 other swipes on this card. I personally just do 4 different drinks or 4 different coffees that I like to bring to my fiance, 4 different days, and it's pretty simple like that. You could also just use it for like recurring payments like subscriptions, utilities, things like that. If you don't want to think about it and if you want those points to just automatically populate into your account, you just got to choose like 2 streaming services and 2 utilities and boom, you got 5 payments right there, for example. Method number 2, paying rent online through a portal. So what if your apartment complex or your office building doesn't accept rent checks in person? Well, that's when you're gonna have to put in an account number and a routing number into their portal. So let's go back to that pay rent tab. Let's go back to step number 2 and let's toggle on pay rent online. This is where a routing number and an account number is going to be provided for you from BILT. And this is where you can just charge your amount to. You can just basically put this routing number and account number into that section where you would charge your account to. And then once it's charged to BILT, BILT will then charge your credit card statement for whatever that amount was. So instead of putting your own routing number and account number for, let's say, your checking account, you're going to put in BILT's routing number number and account number, and then they're going to charge your statement on your credit card, and then you'll earn points on that balance that you have. Once they charge it to BILT's account, you'll get an email saying, hey, we just received a processing payment towards your company, and we will be charging your credit card statement within a couple days. Now, if you don't want that big rent payment to show up on your credit card statement, because a big payment can ruin your utilization, and you want to just take it out of your account straight directly and still earn the points for it, that's when you should turn on BILT Protect. So let's go over an example. This is going to be my office's portal, and this is going to be with BILT Protect on. Now let's look at my actual portal here for my second office building. This is for my other location of my business. So basically my rent is going to be $3,300. That's what my rent is every month. And I'm going to have to put in BILT's account number and BILT's routing number right there. For the name, I'll just put my own name. For the account type, I usually just put checking, and it works pretty well. Then I just charge $3,300 from the account number that I got from BILT and the routing number that I got from BILT. I press pay now, and I immediately get an email and a text message from BILT saying, hey, we're processing $3,300 for your rent this month, and we're going to just take it out of your account because you have BILT Protect on, rather than charging your credit card statement. Now, since I have BILT Protect on, my credit card statement is just going to be zero. There is no $3,300 charged into my credit card. But if I check my business checking account, I could see minus $3,300 taken out from BILT, which I was going to do anyways because that's where I'm going to pay my rent, and my business checking account is connected to my BILT app. So long story short, if you don't want your credit card to be charged for your rent amount, just turn on BILT Protect. Just one word of caution, make sure you have enough money in your checking account before turning it on, because it could just give you a negative balance. It's definitely happened to me before. I forgot to put money into my checking account and I just paid rent and had BILT Protect on, and it said I had insufficient funds, and that was very embarrassing. So make sure to always have a lot of money in your business checking account before turning on BILT Protect. So just to summarize, go to your apartment portal or whatever portal like your company uses, and make sure to just put in your name, your own name, your BILT account number, BILT routing number, and just put in like checking account. And sometimes it asks you for BILT's address. You could just look up their address and put it in. And then yeah, just charge it to that account, and basically you'll get an email and a text saying that they're processing it from BILT's end, and basically they'll just send it and you just earn points on whatever your rent amount was for that month. Now there's a third unofficial way to pay, and that's through Venmo. If you just want to Venmo your landlord, you can just put your account number and routing number that you got from BILT in the add bank section to your Venmo app. It's going to ask for verification. So basically in like the span of like 3 days, they're going to send you two amounts just like you do in any other verification, like give you like 12 cents and 43 cents. And then you just verify that with Venmo, and boom, now you can send money through Venmo to your landlord using the BILT app, which is also what we do for our own personal house here. All right, now that we know how to pay rent through those 3 official methods, let's go over all the 10,000 other things that they added to the app. Let's start with the most important section. This is going to be the rewards section. This is going to be the 4th section from the left of your phone. Basically just click on the rewards, and this is where you can transfer your points to different hotel and airline partners that BILT has. So let's click on the transfer button at the top of the page right there, and you can see all their airline partners and all their hotel partners. The most notable ones here is going to be United, Alaska, and World of Hyatt for hotels. Now I exclusively use my BILT points for World of Hyatt stays because it's one of the only 2 companies that transfer to World of Hyatt, the other being Chase. And this is so broken that they transfer to World of Hyatt. It's absolutely insane. You get this all for a $0 annual fee too. Anyone that transfers to different partners, you always have to pay at least like a $95 annual fee. Now the reason I only use my BILT points for World of Hyatt is because you just get crazy value with it. For example, here's a room, the Park Hyatt in Kyoto. It would cost $3,200 for a single night, but instead I could just use 40,000 BILT points to pay for the room, and that's gonna be just a way better value than anything I could find anywhere else. Like I said, a room there is going to cost $3,100, and it's going to cost you 40,000 BILT points. That means each BILT point is going to be worth 6.88 cents, which is absolutely insane. That's almost 7 cents per point. Now I can book 3 of these rooms because on average I get around 150,000 BILT points every year, because I have like 3 places I rent out for my business. So I have 3 different cards that I got from like 3 of my family members. So my mom's card, my dad's card, and my card. I just kind of use them all. They were gracious enough to give me their cards so that I can use for my business. So therefore I get like 150,000 BILT points every year just for like paying rent for like these 3 locations. Also, just a little tip here, but BILT does not care about the names matching when you transfer. For example, for Amex, they really care if the names match. So Philip can't send to Kathy's Cathay Pacific account. They'll see that Philip and Kathy are 2 different names, so therefore that process won't go through. But for BILT, if I say Philip wants to send 4,000 points to Kathy's Cathay Pacific account, they don't care. You could send 4,000 points to anyone's account, which is a very great benefit. I'm so glad that they're loose with the names on the account numbers. So long story short, if you're looking to maximize your BILT points, just transfer them to World of Hyatt. You'll get a lot of value there. Next, let's go to the neighborhood tab. This is where you could find things like dining, fitness, shopping. They just give you extra multipliers on top of the multipliers that you get from the card. So for example, if you click on the neighborhood section, which is going to be the 3rd in the app, right in the middle, and you go to dining, if you go to their partner restaurants, you get an additional 3 times points on top of the 3 times points you get from dining from the BILT card. For example, they're partnered with Flame Broiler right here. You get 6 times points if you eat at Flame Broiler because they are partners with them, and you just get an additional 3 times points on top of your 3 times points. Or let's say you want to get a Lyft ride, they're partners with Lyft, so you get 5 times points on Lyft. Just look and see if you find a restaurant there that you like. I think it's not that extensive of a list, so I don't really find this that useful. Plus, I don't eat at Flame Broiler that much, so it's just like whatever to me. But if you do find a restaurant that you really like and it happens to be on BILT's dining section, go for it. You get like 6 times points at that restaurant, which is like a pretty cool perk. Plus, if you happen to spend that money on rent day, which is the first day of every month, you actually get 2 times points on your dining. So you get 6 times points on dining plus the BILT neighborhood edition. So you get 9 times points on that restaurant on the first of every month for rent day. So that's a very interesting topic. That's pretty good. 9 times points at your favorite restaurant. That's pretty cool. Now the For You page, which is going to be like basically the home page, is where you find all of BILT's new things that they're working on, their cool little transfer partners, their transfer bonuses for the month. This is where you also find like point quests if you want to answer like trivia questions to earn a little bit more points every month. You also can find that little puzzle game where they can like pay rent to like 6 random lucky winners. I've never won, but I always play the puzzle game just for fun because it's a fun thing to do. But like, yeah, I think they pay your rent entirely for like a month for like 6 random winners, but there's like millions of users, so you know, you gotta get really lucky to win that. But hey, I think that's pretty generous of them. This card didn't allow you to transfer to Hyatt or like United or Alaska. I just don't think it'd be that worth it, but thank God that they do, and you get it all for a $0 annual fee. So this card, even without those crazy cool transfer bonuses, is still a really great card. And the last section is going to be your wallet section. This is basically where you can just look at your statements, pay off your card, just the basic pay off your card balance area. So if you want to look at your balance, your current balance, all the statement credits, that's when you want to look at the wallet section. So that is really it. Those were the 5 sections of the BILT Mastercard. You're going to get a lot of value out of this card. It's a $0 annual fee. There is no risk in getting this card. Might as well get rewarded for your efforts and get free hotel nights or a free flight somewhere around the world just for paying off your rent this year. Pretty cool perk. Now, if you want to get the BILT Mastercard for yourself, once again, I will make sure to put my referral link down in the description below and in the top comment of this video. It would really help out the channel a lot if you use that link, and I super appreciate it if you went through that link to apply for the card. I just love that this is a $0 annual fee card and has tons of benefits. It's insane. It also has a ton of protections that I didn't really get into in this video. But yeah, if you want that full review of the BILT Mastercard, then make sure to check out this video right here. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions about the BILT Mastercard. I'd be more than happy to answer those questions. This is a very small channel, so I got time to answer those questions. Please like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I super appreciate it if you made it to this point. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Ooh.